Good morning, YouTube. We're going to do something I've never done before. Just a get ready with me video. Get ready with me videos, if you are unfamiliar, are typically someone sitting around, putting their face on for the day and having a chitty chat with you in their home. We're going to do a get ready with me Halloween style. And I am, at the moment, The Walking Dead. I'm a zombie. I just woke up. I have barely slept the last couple days. For some reason, I just cannot sleep. So all I've done so far is wash my face and set my ambiance. Pumpkin spice candle from my boyfriend's father for no apparent reason gift. Very, very nice. And lights. Lights make everything better. I've got my cup of arsenic, also known as espresso, minus the pumpkin pie spice creamer I left at my boyfriend's house. Tear, do you see it? Feel sorry for me. No, I'm just kidding. I did spill coffee on my computer earlier. I hope it continues to work. We're having technical issues today, big time, in me and in that thing, which is my computer, which you cannot see, so I don't know why I'm pointing. But you probably also know that I don't really wear makeup. And so this is going to be a little bit awkward, but I'm awkward. And I am that person. Pumpkin pie spice candle, pumpkin pie spice creamer. I am that reason why they sell everything pumpkin pie spice. Sorry if you dislike that. It's my fault. So let's get to it. I'm going to put on some foundation, which I never use. This could turn into a big disaster because I haven't put on makeup in so long. But we're going to go for it. Just go for it. First things first. And I won't film the whole process because I don't even think I have enough room on my camera, and that would just be tedious and annoying. Let's take this out and see what happens. Ow. Careful. Oh yeah. That'll work. I keep my makeup currently in a magic pumpkin. Very fitting. Going to put this here and get down to business. I'm not going to talk product because people get all freaked out about whether it's cruelty free, whether it's vegan, whether it's... So we're just not even going to talk about what I'm using. It's makeup. We'll just say that much. And let you use your imagination. I'm going to put on my foundation and then we'll get talking Halloween. I don't know if you noticed, but I am wearing Normal People Scare Me. It is an American Horror Story shirt. I highly suggest, while you still have a few days left, to get in the spirit if you haven't yet, especially since we're all sort of on lockdown anyway, that you get in some good, spooky filmage, TV shows, classics like The Addams Family or Beetlejuice, Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, really spooky, creepy things like The Ring, or watch the whole series of American Horror Story. I love American Horror Story. I'm not big on gore. I don't like gory movies. Those kind of Halloween movies, not cool. For me anyway. I'm not a fan of the thriller, killer, chiller, spooky movies. But I do like a good Halloween movie, and I did love American Horror Story. That was fantastic. So get in that kind of stuff while you still can. It's not like you can't watch it the rest of the year, but it's more fun this time of year. Makeup in my eyeball. Because I never do this, so I'm not good at it. I'm also doing this looking in the lens and no mirror, so we'll see what happens. May need to go take a shower and hose all this off me. I feel so masked. What is your favorite Halloween movie? TV show, movie? Send me some comments if you would like. I would really like to get some new things to watch on my list. Charlie Brown and the Pumpkin King. I can't remember what it's called. It's too early. I'm not awake. But anything from kid movies like that to scary adult movies that may have come out recently. Oh, the Quietest Place, that's a good one. I like that movie. Things to put you in the holiday mood. Like I said, you can watch them all times of year, but it's much more fun this time of year. See, this is what a Get Ready With Me is. And clearly I don't script out what I'm going to say, or my videos would be much better. And I'm honest to God filming this real time, straight out of bed. I haven't even done my morning routine. And if you check out the blue nails, you might get a sneak peek of where this is going. Eventually. Are you guys dressing up for Halloween? Are you doing anything for Halloween? Given the fact that it is COVID, we are limited in what we're going to do. My boyfriend and I are definitely dressing up, which is really nice because we don't always do that. I do, but we don't necessarily always do that and go out together. We would really like to do that this year, but there is limited choices of what we can do once we get dressed up, so we'll find out. And putting the candy at the end of the road for the kids to drive by and pull out what they want and drive on with their family is how trick-or-treating is going in our area this year. At least the little kids get to dress up. I'd feel really sad for them if they didn't. Do you guys believe in ghosts? I honestly don't know if I believe in ghosts or not. When I was much younger, I definitely believed in ghosts. And I did have one really weird thing happen to me that I cannot explain, and I swear to God it's not an imaginary memory. I was sitting on a chair by a shelf when I was a little kid that had cups sitting on it for decoration, decorative coffee cups. And there was just empty space. It was a big open floor plan. So there's empty space behind the shelf, just a chair and an open shelf beside it with no wall, no anything. And I was watching TV, and a cup from over here landed gently in my lap. I looked down, I didn't know what it was. I thought the puppy had jumped on me. I didn't know what had just happened. And I looked down and saw one of the coffee cups from the shelf and had no idea how it had gently been placed. It wasn't like it fell off, and it was far enough away that it should not have landed on my lap. But it landed gently on my lap. And I paused, looked around, tried to make sense of it. It didn't make sense. I immediately thought ghost and went running into my brother's room. That is the only ghost story that I personally have in my own life. Now, I've heard a couple whoppers of ghost stories in my time from various people, but that's the closest to a paranormal experience that I personally have had, is a coffee cup magically flying across a foot or two and landing on my lap. Maybe it was a very strong wind. I don't know. But it's definitely something I still cannot explain. What do you guys think? True or fiction? And if they are true, what are they? Are they spirits with unfinished business? People that are just stuck here? That thought is terrifying. That you could just be stuck here. If you didn't do whatever it was you were supposed to do, you could be trapped forever. That we do live on, but we just get stuck, trapped forever. Or are they not people? Are they other things? Bad things, if they do exist. And do you think that if there are ghosts and there are spirits and they do exist, what about cats and dogs and deer and cows and sheep? Do they have spirits? Are there ghost sheep? Think about it. Maybe this Halloween you'll see a ghost sheep. This video is a piece of sheep. I am honest. So yes, my boyfriend and I will be dressing up. We don't know what we're going to be doing, but it will involve costumes. Maybe movie marathon. Maybe going to a restaurant in full costume, because that might be the only option. What are you guys going to be getting up to this Halloween with such craziness going on in the world in so many respects? It's absolutely insane, some of the things that have been happening. If you pay too much attention, it will make you go crazy. Also, on the topic of the paranormal, let's talk aliens. It's more extraterrestrial than paranormal, but it makes people paranoid. Do you believe in aliens? I've gone back and forth on this one too. I'm gonna say sure. Yes, I believe in aliens. I have never seen one. I have never met anyone who's seen one. When I was a kid growing up, my dad used to love those shows. Unsolved Mysteries and Outer Limits and The Twilight Zone and all those kind of fun shows. And he used to love shows about aliens. And I don't know if I believe all that there is about aliens out there, but we are just a speck in the universe. We are a speck in our own galaxy. There's so much out there. To believe that we're the only planet that happened to have life pop up on it. There's so many Earth-like planets that are close to us. They're just slightly not quite Earth-like enough to support our type of life. And that's just within the range that scientists can see. Imagine how many Earth-like planets there are outside the range of what scientists can see around other suns, other sun-like stars. And who's to say that all life has to follow our design for existence? That all life has to be made up the way that our life is made up and require ozone and proper temperatures and carbon and oxygen and H2O and everything that we so carefully, precariously require the ecosystem to stay alive. It's if you think about it too much, if you think about that part of things too much, how precarious it is that we are just here. Global destruction could be right around the corner, a meteorite, global warming. Everything is so precarious. That's a terrifying Halloween thought for you. So back to aliens. It's just too big, it's just too much. We're either all alone or we're not alone. Either one is equally terrifying. But I believe in God. You can't prove God either. So why not pick the more magical choice to believe in aliens? That's the more magical choice. You can't prove God, and I believe in that, so why not believe in aliens? And back to meteorites. After I drank coffee and put on a little more makeup. When I was a kid, I used to be terrified that a meteorite was going to strike the planet and blow us all up. Because, as I said, my dad used to watch these outer space shows frequently, and I watch them. And my little brain really keyed into all the science shows about how close meteorites come to the planet. And so one of my still biggest fears is that we are going to get struck by a meteorite and blown up. And so sometimes if I see a shooting star, I get a little nervous. Most people wish upon a shooting star. I wish that it doesn't hit the planet and blow it up. And when I hear about these near misses, it's disquieting to me. And that's a little silly and embarrassing, but that's okay. So what do you think about aliens? No matter how fantastical they are. Do you think they exist? There's a big, huge outer space out there. And what are some of your fears? What are some of your more ridiculous fears? We all have some common fears. What are some of your more ridiculous fears that you would be comfortable sharing that people may find surprising, such as my fear of meteorites, that for whatever reason they give you the creepy crawlies? It is the season of fear, the holiday of fear that we are celebrating. I was going to curl it and do all this muss and fuss, but for the purposes of this morning, we're not. We're just going to do this. My cousin, she is terrified of butterflies because she used to be such a pest as a child. She was the spoiled one that she would pester her brothers and sisters, jump on them, stomp on them to get them to do what she wanted. She's turned into a very lovely person. But she told me the story that her older sister came up with an idea to get her to let her well enough alone. And the story was that butterfly, see that butterfly out the window? Those will pick you up, carry you away, and eat you in their nest. And so, to this day, she is a grown woman, And if a butterfly, a sweet little butterfly, flies by her, she will run away, terrified, screaming, like most people do with spiders, snakes, rats, and bats. Her silly but very legitimate fear is butterflies. The only one that I can think of for myself that is a little bit strange is that I am terrified of meteorites. Meteor showers are epic, beautiful, wonderful, but scare me because I don't want the world to collapse into a big explosion. Now, you may have noticed I kind of look a little bit like a clown. This is not just due to the fact that I haven't done my makeup in forever. This is a Halloween theme, so we're getting costumed up. My chandelier earrings, I have owned these forever. I got them when I was in high school on a field trip to Saugatuck, Michigan, from a handmade store. I've had them for years because I'm that old that high school was a long time ago. So we talked about what are you guys going to get up to this Halloween? Are you going to dress up or not? We talked about scary movies, scary soundtracks, how I'd like to have more to add to my own list and how you should get into them. Well, you can get into them. We talked about ghosts. Do they exist? Aliens. Do they exist? What is your secret silly fear? And I am going to do a little movie magic and snap my fingers into the rest of my costume. Pretty much the rest of my costume. Out of my pajamas and into a gown at the wave of a wand at the stroke of midnight. I will turn back into a pumpkin. Voila! I somehow turned up my brightness. Whoop! Technical difficulties through the magic of editing. I mean, like the glass slipper through the magic of fairy tales. I have finished my costume pretty much. Gotta put my crown on. Now you see why the clown makeup. We are pretty much done here with this Get Ready With Me video. I am the princess. Let's see what today's horoscope has in store for me. Woo! Missed my chair. There's something else I really wanted to tell you guys and I can't think of it right now. Let's see. Today's horoscope. Your instincts will lead you to like-minded people. We'll see if you are like-minded people. If you like to dress up for Halloween, watch scary movies, and are afraid of meteorites, then you're like me. If you ramble and wear blue eyeshadow like it's 1984, then you're like me. Fun people will be waiting there for you. Go where your gut tells you. Besides being able to predict how people are going to react to you, your instincts will tell you how to prevent anything bad from hurting the people you love. This is a time of great connection between you and your people. Old friendships get a new life. You guys are old friends. been around for a while, most of you. Many of you real life friends. I really do hope you're going to have a good Halloween. And that you're holding out, holding together through all of the madness going on right now. And speaking of madness, what do you think of full moons? It's another fun topic. I can't stop myself from talking here. Okay, so astrology. Do I actually believe in astrology? Again, to a degree. I kind of use it like those magic 8-ball toys, remember, that you would shake and it'd say yes, no, maybe so. Sometimes I will look them up and inform myself on what I think I can take out of it personally for myself. Like I'm reading a fortune cookie and trying to get meaning out of it. As far as the full moon, we are 80% water, and the moon affects the tide of the ocean. It has gravity enough to suck the water around in the ocean, the fluid around in the ocean. We have so much fluid. I'm not talking about the 4 humors that people used to believe. You should look that up. That's interesting. People used to believe we were just sacks filled with 4 humors, 4 liquids. That's why they put people in spinny torture devices for therapy, and did bloodletting and other interesting things that will be fun for you to Google on Halloween. But if it can suck the tide, don't you think the moon's gravitational pull has some influence on our insides? It has influence on us in general. If we go in space, we're weightless, and our bones and everything begin to decay and soften, and our musculature, because the force of gravity isn't being put on us. A lot of things go into making gravity, not just the moon. But the moon going around and around and around pulls the water around and around with it as it goes around the planet. Don't you think it pulls the water within us around and has some effect on our mood, our activity, our psyche? And that's why full moons are infamous for making people behave crazy, for filling up ERs with lunatics and people who've been injured and the most bizarre ways. Things get crazy in an emergency room on a full moon, and that is a fact. Why is it? Is it because of some gravitational pull of the moon, or do we like to live up to the expectations, the story, the fantasy behind the freaks come out in the full moon? And so the freaks come out in the full moon because that's what the story says. And so they do it. And that's why the ERs fill up with people acting crazy. Do you believe in full moons? I want to know what all weird stuff you guys believe in. Werewolves, witches, warlocks, the supernatural, good and evil. All that kind of fun stuff. And have you had your own paranormal experiences? Have you had your own extraterrestrial experiences? Your own ghostly experiences? Do you believe in horoscopes and astrology? I would never, ever, ever play with a Ouija board. Not gonna happen. Never, ever gonna do it. Don't bring it near me. I don't care whether it was made for children, which is just wrong in so many ways. But another big one, not gonna happen. Never do it. Don't do it. Ouija board is bad juju. So I've let you know a little bit of weird about me. Holiday themed, Halloween themed weird. Let me know a little bit about you. And as the clock strikes midnight, and as the fable goes, the clock's not really striking midnight, clock's actually striking 8:55 a.m. And I have real life adult things to do. So my carriage is going to turn back into a pumpkin. And I'm going to turn back into a loathsome house slave and get back to my adulting and get off of YouTube. It's been great hanging out with you guys. I don't think I'll ever do a video like this again. I gotta go wash my face and change into my housefrau clothes and get to scrubbing the kitchen floor, as the story goes. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye. Coffee, yes. Princess dress. What other excuse would I have besides Halloween to wear this thing? Seriously. I don't get to very many galas. I'm putting off being a grown-up. Good morning. Goodbye, everyone. Happy Halloween. Countdown. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. I enjoyed getting ready with you. Let's tackle the day. My time is up. My carriage is a pumpkin. My driver is a mouse. Time for me to stop making this video and get out of the house. Dr. Seuss style. Goodbye, everybody.